This is Grace Murphy, recording my third and final media assignment for Science 3333. Now that the coronavirus has been found in every Canadian province except for Nunavut, we are receiving constant media coverage about infections, about deaths. I was curious about how scientifically informed Canadians feel they're being. Do Canadians see in the media information about what the virus is, where it came from? For this podcast, I decided to interview over the phone Canadians who have been impacted by the virus and ask them their opinions on the virus's portrayal in the news media. Our first interview will be with a 22-year-old neuroscience student at Dalhousie University. Hi, thank you for talking to me today. Can you please tell me a little bit about yourself?
I'm 22 years old. I'm non-binary. I'm a fourth-year student at Dalhousie University.
Very good. And where do you usually get your news?
Usually through online sources, newspapers, websites, etc.
And how often, do you read the news?
Probably, at least recently, just once a day I'm checking some foreign news.
Okay. So when did you first start hearing about the coronavirus?
Early February or late January, around
there. Okay. And how has it impacted your life now that it's in Nova Scotia?
Well, I'm no longer going to class. I'm no longer going as often to stores, no longer visiting friends outside of the home. In terms of personal impact, that's resulted in much less structure. My sleep schedule's been rotating. Any other details, Ian?
No, that's good, thank you. So how do you feel about how the scientific side of the coronavirus has been portrayed in the media? Do you feel like you've been adequately informed about what the virus is?
I feel like I personally have been adequately informed because I've been lucky enough to be in proximity to people that have been able to inform me. Though I'm not sure that the same can be said of the way it's being portrayed overall.
So you wouldn't credit the news media with, the knowledge you have about the coronavirus?
To an extent, I think they've done a good job in portraying at least the needed measures in terms of social distancing, self-isolation, etc.
So with regards to the scientific side, would you make any suggestions? Are there any ways that you would rather this was portrayed in the media so that you could be better informed?
I would like for a better communication of the nature of the growth of the disease in general, and a better focus on, rather than just raw numbers, on the sort of trends that can be expected. In a way that meaningfully predicts how long it's going to last, what's going to be needed to be done to effectively combat it, etc.
Okay, well, thank you very much for talking to me today.
You're welcome.
Our next interview will be with an accountant and a mother of two from St. John's, Newfoundland. Hello, and thank you for talking to me today. Before we get started, could you just tell me a little bit about yourself?
Sure. I'm in my mid-40s, and I work as an accountant with one of the major accounting firms.
Thank you very much. And so how do you usually get your news?
Usually it's by one of the local newspapers or radio. Lately it's been mostly on broadcasts that they've had online.
Okay, and how often would you say that you read or listen to the news?
Oh, every day.
Every day?
So, yeah, several times a day.
Okay, and when did you first start hearing about the coronavirus?
Probably about 2 months ago.
Okay, thanks. So now that the coronavirus is in Newfoundland, how would you say that has impacted your life?
It's a bit crazy. um, Basically just staying home. We have one person in the house going out for groceries and essentials once a week, and all their extracurriculars are been cancelled. So
Okay. So, oh, sorry. So now that the coronavirus is in the news all the time, do you feel that the news and the news media have properly informed you about the virus, not only about what the risks are, but about the scientific side? Do you feel that you've been informed about what the virus is?
mostly about what the effects are and how, if you are positive or diagnosed positive, what kind of symptoms you might have, that sort of thing. Not a lot about the background of where it came from originally.
All right, thank you very much. And just one last question. Would you offer any suggestions to the media, if you could, to better inform the public?
Just be precise with just basic questions, not thoughts or their input. Just facts from medical professionals.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Our next interview will be with a business owner and a father of two adult daughters, also from St. John's, Newfoundland. Hi, thank you for talking to me today. Before we get started, could you tell me a little bit about yourself?
I am a male chartered accountant, 53 years old, who lives in St. John's, Newfoundland. I am married and have two adult daughters who are in university.
Thank you. And how do you get your news?
I generally get my news online through the internet or when I'm sat down at my computer. More recently, with the issues with the coronavirus, I have taken some additional time to watch certain newscasts, both in the morning and in the evening.
Okay. And would you say that you consume the news every day, or how often?
I generally consume the news every day. I'm consuming the news a lot more in the last 2 to 3 weeks.
So when did you first start hearing about the coronavirus?
I believe it was about a month ago, give or take. I know that 2 weeks ago it really got ramped up a bit, so it was probably a week or two prior to that before when I first heard about it.
So now that the coronavirus is in this part of the world, how has it impacted your life?
It's definitely impacted my life. 2 weeks ago, it began to affect, when it began to affect our province in particular, and it had not reached our province yet. I believe at the time there was only one reported case up in Northern Factor in Labrador. But that's when I took the steps to close my office to the public. And I think then a day or two after that, when the first case was reported, actually on the Allen portion of the province, and the schools were closed. The day that the schools were closed down was the day I sent my staff home out of it. So now I currently am in my office, basically by myself, and staff are partially working from home. So it's definitely impacted my professional life. This is a very busy time for me, or the busiest time of the year for me. So it requires some adjusting to deal with clients and still trying to work. And of course, on a home level, it's affected us because we no longer socialize or meet with anyone. We haven't seen anyone face to face in the last 2 weeks and just trying to isolate ourselves within our house.
Thank you. So, in the news, do you feel like you've been adequately informed about the scientific side of the virus, what it is, what the risks are?
I feel that I'm not adequately informed about the scientific side. I might know what the risks and is, but as far as the scientific side and composition of the virus and how it works. I think if you need to, um, if you want to know about that, or when I wanted to know about that, I've actually had to go look and search or Google those things and try and find out myself what it's all about.
Thank you. And last of all, would you give any suggestions for how the media could be doing things differently to make sure that people are more informed?
I would think that the media, especially televised media, is really focused on the dramatic side of the virus and focused on infections and deaths and the more tragic side of things. If, to really, I think at the end of the day, to get make people more informed, I think they need to take the time to focus on all aspects of the virus, whether it's sensational or not at the end of the day. And if people want to tune in to a particular segment for the sensational side of things, maybe the televised media needs to provide a time when it gets into other aspects that some people might think are a little less glamorous or exciting, for lack of a better word.
Okay, thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.